Welcome to the Daily Forkast, January 14th, 2022. I'm Megha Chadha of Forkast News, covering all things blockchain. Marketplace LooksRare has taken the NFT world by storm, seeing explosive trading volumes since its launch at the beginning of this week. We'll take a look at that story and a whole lot more coming up. Let's get you up to speed from Asia to the world. Let's kick off with some of the top stories out of Asia today. First up, China's blockchain-based services network, a public-private initiative set up to spur mass adoption of blockchain technology, is rolling out infrastructure to support NFTs. It will allow businesses and individuals to create user portals or apps for NFTs. However, it will have no link to a cryptocurrency, with payments only allowed in Chinese yuan. Red Date Technology, with China tapped to manage BSN, told Forkast News it will be up to business owners to conduct due diligence when creating applications using the infrastructure to avoid any legal concerns. While NFTs are not banned in China, big names including Tencent and Alibaba have rebranded them as digital collectibles after criticism over hype and speculation from state media. Meanwhile, in an interview with CoinDesk, the tiny Pacific island nation Palau's president announced plans to issue a stablecoin to support a blockchain-powered overhaul of its economy. With a population of under 20,000 people, Palau's economy has been battered by the pandemic as it relies heavily on tourism. The move is part of a broader strategy allowing anyone to apply for a digital residency program that provides NFTs of personal ID cards which grant access to state-backed benefits. The country's government is also establishing a crypto exchange and digital registry as well as digital wallets for its citizens. You can find those stories and lots more at Forkast.news. Now, the world of NFTs is on fire, and the launch of LooksRare has added more fuel to those flames, with the marketplace racking up over $1 billion in sales volume since its launch on Monday. Forkast News' Lachlan Keller has more.
Despite being online for less than a week, according to data from DappRadar, LooksRare's trading volume is more than 40% higher than market giant OpenSea has seen over the last 7 days. One expert told Forkast News that LooksRare's tokenomic model, which includes allowing users to stake the native Looks token for rewards, has been key to that success.
It was a critique of some of the community was that they really wanted to have an OpenSea token. And they were really looking forward to that. And when that didn't happen, I see a lot of the community supported LooksRare and their token because of that as well.
However, Kalpu says that some sales may not have been totally authentic, as one incentive offered Looks tokens as rewards for volume traded, which encouraged some people to try buying and selling their own NFTs. As for OpenSea, while it has a huge market share for the moment, he sees more competition ahead.
I think with the right amount of features, the right amount of incentivization structures, incentives, a marketplace that puts all of those things together can certainly challenge OpenSea.
Meanwhile, Kalpu says another trend he's seeing in the space is the development of more niche marketplaces set up by communities to focus on single projects. For Forkast News, I'm Lachlan Keller.
Energy prices are on the rise around the globe, causing mass protests and even government resignations, as seen in Kazakhstan. While insatiable consumption and policy drawbacks are among the many reasons for the fuel crisis we are currently witnessing, some, however, are pointing fingers at crypto mining. In fact, it's been banned in many countries as it's seen as being energy intensive. So is there a way of disintermediating energy consumption from crypto assets? Let's find out from Adrian BRINK of Anoma. Adrian, thanks so much for joining in.
Glad to be back.
Cryptocurrencies are often seen as energy guzzlers. A news report in not so distant past said Bitcoin mining consumes 7 times the energy used by Google globally. Is that a fair comparison?
I don't think it's a fair comparison. Bitcoin fundamentally offers something very, very different and very unique, that something like that is not comparable to what Google offers. It's not just a service that people can consume. one way to really think about something like Bitcoin is that yes, it consumes energy, but it delivers a very valuable, never seen before kind of service. There are a couple of ways you can think of what Bitcoin actually offers. One, it's uncensorship resistant money, so it's more similar to something like gold. And if you compare Bitcoin mining to the cost that goes into mining gold, Bitcoin is by far preferable here. And the other way to look at it from less a monetary perspective, but think of it like a global unbiasable clock. It is running, you can checkpoint at any point into a block or reference a Bitcoin block, and it's certain that the thing you've referenced has happened at that point in time. This is something that has never existed before. And so I think it's a matter of trade-offs.
Adrian, so as we move towards becoming more energy conscious, what role do you see proof of stake protocol playing versus proof of work?
Proof of work has its place. It provides a very useful utility, and I think it's going to exist for a long time. But I think there won't be hundreds of millions or hundreds of thousands of proof of work chains, because for obvious reasons, modern financial applications are much better served by being built as a proof of stake system, because A, it's much more energy efficient, as in the energy consumption of a proof of stake chain is negligible, and B, proof of stake gives you a lot more flexibility in terms of application speed, throughput, the complexity of the kind of application or state machine that you can deploy on these systems. So I think we will probably see 1, maybe 2 or 3 proof of work chains persisting that are more similar to why we mine traditional resources. But then the vast majority of the actual financial infrastructure that we're building here in this industry is going to be proof of stake chains.
And lastly, is there a greener way of engaging in the world of digital currencies by setting off your carbon footprint?
Yeah, I think it's important to, one, the goal isn't carbon neutrality. The goal has to be carbon negative. And as such, I would say that it's not really important to offset the cost of the underlying blockchain, right? If you're on a proof of stake blockchain, offsetting the carbon cost of that transaction is negligible. What proof of stake though allows us, and what we're also building with our Noma, is for people to opt in with that with every transaction, they actually become carbon negative. That people can automatically, when they send a transaction, that transaction automatically under the hood purchases negative carbon or carbon credits, which are then burned. And I think really this is the goal, that we're starting to direct more money to burn carbon credits or to incentivize the removal of CO2 from the atmosphere rather than worrying of just becoming carbon neutral, because honestly that's not going to be enough.
Well, it's not just about offsetting our carbon footprint, but reducing it. And crypto can help us do that. Adrian, thanks so much for the insight. And that's the Daily Forkast from our vantage point right here in Asia. For more, visit forecast.news. I'm Megha Chadha. Until next time.